Jump up and down, touch your toes, do a dance, because you are a kinesthetic learner. If you like touching and feeling, if you like being active, kinesthetic learners can say those words. Can't touch this. Kinesthetic learners once were 5% of the population, but recent studies in South Africa have shown that this has increased, and some of the experts are saying this style may now affect as much as 85% of the new entrants into our education system. Well, this is a problem because kinesthetic learners have a cerebellum and motor cortex involvement in their study, and unfortunately, our normal way of studying and our normal way of teaching does not use those areas. So they battle with schooling, and often they are told they're slow or they're not very bright because the schooling method actually does not respond to a kinesthetic learner's requirements. Once we work out how to teach them, these learners often become extremely bright, and then you find people being very surprised, and that is because they have been failed by the systems that we actually put in place. These learners remember the real things that have happened. So they need case studies and applications to help with understanding principles in abstract contexts. Have you had somebody who can tell you any telephone number that you want to know? Tell you the car registration number that you had when you were a little pup? Well, those are probably kinesthetic learners, but they can't do anything as far as the schooling system is concerned. That is a very typical case of a kinesthetic learner. They will pick up the telephone numbers because they were dialing them. Possibly today, not so much with cell phones, but certainly with car registration numbers and with the addresses of your house, because they've been there, it is actually hardwired into their brains. So a kinesthetic learner has a very hard time in a normal schooling environment. How would you take in this information? Well, you need to use all your senses. Sight, touch, smell, hearing. Those are all important to a kinesthetic learner. Going to laboratories, taking field trips, starting collections, those will all help you to study. You need to ask your lecturers to give real life examples and applications and get as much hands-on approaches such as computing as possible. Use worked solutions to problems, previous exam papers to study, and talk to others about the material. Kinesthetic learners need touch and movement techniques. They learn effectively this way, and it can be something simple like building a model or feeling textures while learning, such as maths being a Hessian texture, English being silk. And you don't need a big piece of material, it just needs to be a small piece of material, and they feel them as they learn in their class or at their desk. And often the teachers, when they realize that these people need this, become very understanding. So to help your child or yourself, this is something you could do. You could use space to put movement to the studies. Act them out, dance them out, do what you have to do. And of course, study while listening on an iPod and or visually eyeballing things while exercising at the gym or in front of a television or a computer. That helps tremendously. Another little tip is these guys can get very stressed out because they don't understand what has been written and what is required of them. So stop, breathe, put your hands on your diaphragm if you have to, and breathe in so that you can feel your stomach expand, and then look to the right. When you look to the right, often you stimulate your left brain, and that will help you also to learn. If you're left-handed, look to the left, because if you look to the right, you might get more anxiety. These guys need to have people to talk to them about their studies, and that helps them tremendously. And they can act out the process physically, that's better. So walk around your room, be the person that you're reading about. Try and give it as much emphasis as you can and learn your skills by imitation and practice. Get yourself videos, watch how they're doing it, and then go out and try and do it. Just try and redo it time and time again. It's not that you have less intelligence than anybody else. You have a different intelligence, and it's just as good as any auditory or visual learner, and possibly even better. My husband is a kinesthetic learner, and he is amazing. He can fix anything. And often I make him do that. He's very, very valuable in this household because when other people just give up, he's there to do it and make it work. So these guys are absolutely wonderful to have in your household. To sum up, and I'm sure you know how passionate I am about this group now, because you can hear it in my voice, because I deal so much with kinesthetic learners, and often I find they have been brutally treated by our education systems, and they believe that they are so much less than what they are. So for me, kinesthetic learners are a passion because I like to see people expand and empower them, and this is one group where I find that I'm very effective in doing it, possibly because of the fact that I am visually impaired and I have an auditory impairment. So I have almost reached over into this group in order to learn myself before I had my eyesight fixed. So kinesthetic learners, I know, are such a small portion of the population that they have been very rarely catered for. I'm hoping this will change in future as we get more coming in with our millennials, and I think that those millennials often are kinesthetic learners, which is why they are so good at getting learning on the fly, because kinesthetic learners are like that. They tend to be the type of people that are very interesting to talk to. But unfortunately, still, this is often seen in poor academic performance, and particularly my age group and the age group that is what we call the Generation X's and Y's, they often have been penalized for being kinesthetic just by the way that we teach in schools. So let's sum up. We can give you guys texture and movement to learn with, and often we can use the other senses to help you learn. And we know this group needs to be very active in learning, and running or other exercise while listening or reading the work often gives a very greatly improved performance. So I encourage you to start experimenting with the touch and feel, and make sure that you become all that you can be and not all that the education system makes you.